By changing what he knows about the world, man changes the world he knows. And by changing the world in which he lives, man changes himself. Through his images of the future, we come to know man, who he is, and how he wishes to be, what his thoughts are, what he values most highly, what he thinks is worth striving for, and whether he thinks it's attainable. Man is determined in his being, but determining in his becoming. Certain types of men hold certain types of visions, subject to their temperament. Tell me what your vision of the future is, and I'll tell you what you are. Well, what's your vision of the future? Your future and the future of man. Do you believe that Harvey Cox in his book, The Feast of Fools, that man is a transient eczema on a small planet in a third-rate galaxy? Or with Arthur Kessler in The Ghost in the Machine, that evolution has been compared to a labyrinth of blind alleys, and there's nothing very strange or improbable in the assumption that man's native equipment, though superior to that of any other living species, nevertheless contains a deficiency which predisposes him toward self-destruction. Both could be right. We know that we become what we think about most of the time. Well, what do you think about most of the time? Repeating, through his images of the future, we come to know man, who he is, and how he wishes to be, what his thoughts are, what he values most highly, what he thinks is worth striving for, and whether he thinks it's attainable. Certain types of men hold certain types of visions, subject to their temper and spirit. Tell me what your vision of the future is, and I will tell you what you are. You can tell what you value most highly by assessing your past decisions, by seeing what you have, in fact, achieved, what you possess, what you place importance upon, what you felt has been worth striving for, what you wish to be, what you value most highly. When we look at ourselves in the light of our originality and realize we still cling to vestigial fears no longer needed, as useless as the disappearing limbs of the whale, as we stand in the arch of our experience and see the untraveled world before us, despite the nagging doubts that must plague us from time to time, it is not too late to seek a newer world. The act of choosing is not only individuating, but it's an act whereby the individual both expresses and attains freedom. The primitive freedom an individual has is the freedom for possibility. Only in a world in which there is possibility is freedom itself possible. An individual who chooses himself ethically, chooses himself as this concrete individual who exists here and now, and whose present existence has been shaped by causal factors which he appropriates. At this, the individual becomes conscious of himself as this definite person with these talents, these dispositions, these instincts, influenced by these definite surroundings, as this definite product of a definite environment. But being conscious of himself in this way, he assumes responsibility for all this. Having freely chosen what has been, as it were, imposed upon him, the individual is now able to bear responsibility for what he does with these inherited dispositions, these psychological tendencies or characteristics. Freedom is not, as it was for Spinoza, the recognition of necessity, but it is manifested in and made possible by the appropriation of necessity and possibility. Human freedom is not given as such, except as a possibility that may be actualized. It is the finite freedom of a person who is shaped and influenced by some circumstances which are outside. Choosing oneself as determined as a condition for the possibility of realizing oneself as free for possibilities positive for oneself. And not to act on a possibility is to run the risk of losing that possibility as possibility. And I've long been of the opinion that trying to play it too safely is about the best way in the world to remove most of all possibility from our lives and end by missing the boat, by missing ourselves and our powers. To suffer one's death and to be reborn is not easy. I think we do this when we shrug off the phony life imposed upon us by others and the environment as much as we can and take responsibility for ourselves and our future. The prayer in Gestalt therapy is great. It goes like this: I do my thing and you do your thing. I am not in this world to live up to your expectations, and you are not in this world to live up to mine. You are you and I am I. And if by chance we find each other, it's beautiful. If not, it can't be helped. Every individual being is thus a pioneer, a biological adventure, a brand new first-time person on Earth. No one like you can exist in your species. Common heredity may provide a common disposition among contemporaries or a limited likeness between ancestor and descendant. But the strategy of sex denies the prison of identicality. If you were not created equal, And here we must ask equal to what or to whom you were yet created free. So we stand, you and I, in the arch of our experience and face the untraveled world of tomorrow. Man tends to achieve his being inasmuch as he develops love and reason. Now, with these obviously great goals before us, the development of love and reason, and the awareness of the world of opportunity that lies before us, well, things can get much better and a whole lot more interesting. But as Pierre Berthaud writes in The Future of Man, what is man and who is man? Whom and what do we mean exactly? I like that quotation because, like a bucket of ice water in our face, it straightens us up, opens our eyes, and makes us see humanity from the standpoint of love and reason in an entirely new light. Our rewards will be in proportion to our service. We are here to serve other human beings. We will grow through the arch of our experience into the opportunities of tomorrow to the extent that we develop love and reason. But why then do we seem to move so tentatively, so fearfully, through the arch of our experience into the unknown? Our instinctive emotions are those that we have inherited from a much more dangerous world, and contain, therefore, a larger portion of fear than they should. Now let's look at our opportunities for what they really are, not local or regional or national or continental, but global, universal. How can what we do help human beings everywhere on Earth, serve human beings everywhere on Earth, and do it from the standpoint of our originality as persons?
Hello, everyone. This is Aidan from Centuries of Wisdom. Hopefully you received a lot from this talk. This is one of my favorite Earl talks. I'm going to keep posting different authors and different speakers that I believe have good messages. So take care. Leave a comment if there's certain speakers you would like for me to post. I actually enhanced the audio and also cut down some of the blank spaces. Again, thank you for watching. I wish you guys good things. See you in the next video. Take care.